everyone. How are you guys? It's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. I hope you're having a great afternoon. Welcome to round 2 of Tiffany and Ronald split. Now, if you are brand new to my channel, you know that I cover a lot of different topics, and I am obsessed with a show called 90-Day Fiancé. I cover it here and there, though I seem to always get distracted by other stuff as it happens, and this sort of fell into my lap because I caught it as soon as they posted it on Instagram and reached out to both of them, and they spoke to me. So I have some details about what's going on between Ronald and Tiffany Franco Smith. The two of them appeared on last season of 90-Day Fiancé the other way. Tiffany is a 27-year-old single mother. She has a son named Daniel, and she met Ronald, and the two of them fell in love. Ronald is from South Africa. Tiffany is from the United States. They decide to get married in South Africa after Ronald is unable to receive a K-1 visa in the United States due to some things on his background. The background check came as a surprise to Tiffany, and she had to find out by when the K-1 was rejected, and when she went to meet to South Africa, she went with her son, and she found out from Ronald that it all stemmed from some issues he had with gambling. When she got there, they planned to get married in South Africa, and they did. However, during the season while she was there, she became uncomfortable with South Africa. It is known to have some issues with violence, and there's a travel advisory from the U.S. Embassy about traveling to South Africa due to the specific issues that happen there. So they get married there, and then she starts to worry when she becomes pregnant about raising another child in South Africa. So she has her son Daniel from a previous relationship, and then now she has a new 6 or 7 month old daughter named Carly that she had in July with Ronald. So since then, she delivered her baby here in the United States, and she and Ronald said at the reunion that they were going to plan to get a spousal visa for Ronald to come to the United States, and that because he was never charged with anything in South Africa, his everything was clear, and she apparently had applied for that according to Ronald. Okay, so earlier today I shared the details. They announced their split on Instagram. Oops. So she said, unfortunately, I have to announce that Ronald and I will be separated. I wanted to be the first to let you know rather than hiding it and putting on a facade to social media. Thank you guys for following our story. We really love each other, but some things are just irreparable, I guess, and we both deserve much better than we can offer at the moment. Lots of love from us. That was followed by another thing from her when she says that the person manipulate you. They will try to manipulate the way others see you. No truer words have ever been spoken. I wish nothing but good things for Ronald, but I won't waste one more second being taken for granted and being unhappy. I never cheated. That is what I'm assuming is an attempt in trying to make me seem like the cause of the separation, but I want you all to know I really don't like putting all of this on social media, but obviously I know our relationship is very public and I owe this to all of you. But that is all I will share for now. He can continue to lash out and say all of the negative things he wants about me. All I did was love him too much and try hard to make things work. So he shared this, which she's responding to, which he says, here with the story to inform you all that I've decided to leave Tiffany due to certain reasons. Thank you for following our story, but unfortunately it just didn't work out for me. I'll be filing for divorce in South Africa since she didn't even register in the United States as married. Talk about adultery. So he was insinuating adultery there. When I reached out to Ronald, he said, no, it wasn't adultery. It was that she was not registering, and that to me is effing around. Okay, good logic there, Ronald. So that was how they announced everything. Now, she and I spoke on Instagram DMs for quite some time, and she shared some details with me about what happened. So she says that over the course of several months, she and Ronald were having some issues with Ronald being honest with her about what was going on. She said that everything sort of came to a head because on New Year's Day, he said that he was going to a friend's house named Marcus. He claimed that Marcus and him were going to like do some hang out and have some fun. But when she asked who Marcus was and if he had a Facebook, she says that he said to her that he doesn't have social media. She then says that he has no Facebook, and then they don't appear she says that he doesn't appear in a video. So he sends her a video, and I'll show you the video. She sent me this video. So when he's over at his friend's house that he's claiming is Marcus, he sends her a video to show her what he's doing and what he's up to. And this is what she sent to me.
As you can see, we are having a lie. And yeah, just so there's a little child. He's in the bathroom now. And yeah, his wife left to the shop to go get some more Coke.
Okay. So she says that he's supposed to be at this Marcus house. So he is claiming that he's at Marcus's place. That's their apartment. That's some kid that's there. He doesn't really say who, and that his wife is gone. Okay. Well, she says that she does some digging on social media, and she determines that that's not actually true, and that instead he's at someone named Nookie's house. And so she says the same thing, and I'll just pop this up so you can kind of see. Whoops. These side by side.
There's a little child.
Okay, so this is the apartment. If you can see in there, there's a brick wall behind, and she said that this is, she found this post on Nookie's Facebook, and it says it has the same things on the counter as she has highlights over here. She has the same brick wall with a bed on the floor, like over here. She says that it has the same red curtains as you can see on this side right there. And it has, this is like the photos of like what from that when he was there. So that's a photo of inside there. There's him at the apartment. She says the child that's posted in there, this photo was posted a day after the video was sent to me, and the child is wearing the same red shirt, and that's her friend Maxine. And she says the couch with the rip, same rug, same coffee table, same tiles. This photo was taken in Nookie's house by a friend named Maxine Meyer, has a young child seen in the first video. I found this photo on Maxine's Facebook. And so she says, look at this. Couch with the bed next to it on the brick wall, coffee table, rug, couch with a rip. Look at this. And then he's in there. Okay. So she says that he denies that this house is Nookie's and that he wasn't there, and she's completely like, this is all a figment of her imagination. She's got it wrong. This is completely wrong, whatever. So he claims, when I asked him about this, I said, she has photos, she has videos that match up, and it appears to be the exact same place. And he says, no, they just have the same things. And that if she comes to South Africa, he will take her to that house and prove to her that it's his friend Marcus's house, even though the house is literally identical to the photos that were posted by this girl Nookie on Facebook. So she says that for whatever reason, he didn't want her to know that she was hanging out with Nookie on New Year's Day. And so what she says to me is that he had gone there 2 previous times. So this is what she said. Before this, he had gone there, I think, 2 previous times, and I never said I'm not okay with it. I'm not happy with it. And he went anyways, knowing that things were not okay with us because he had already lied about some other things, and we never really talked about it. He had gambled. So another issue that came up was she says that he relapsed and lied about it. So she says that she said he gambled, but he stopped and didn't go back after that day. And I know it sounds stupid, but this is a small win for someone with a problem like himself. So although I was disappointed, I told him, okay, we can get past this, but stop lying. Stop telling me I'm crazy when I know what I'm talking about, when I gave you the opportunity to come clean. The moment I told you, I knew you weren't being honest, and then I told you to tell me everything, and I will listen and not hold it against you, and I just wanted honesty, and he will just choose to lie to me, and he said, no, you're overreacting again. So she says that she finds out that he's gambling, and then he doesn't come clean about it. She has to get him to come clean about it, and then he lies about being at this person's house, and she doesn't know why. So she says only a few days later, he told me that, okay, yes, he was lying, and then all he says is, so what? What else must he say? Sorry, what else do I want from him? So as I'm still trying to process this, and we haven't really talked about it, he keeps going to this person that I've never heard of's house against what I think is right. And I said, I don't think you should really try to, I said, don't you think we should really try to sort things out between you and me, rather than you going to a barbecue now with your friends and drink right now? But he chose to go to have a good time while I sit in my house pretty hurt and depressed, which is my state of being most of the time lately. So she says, so he went there a couple of times, and only on New Year's Day did I actually, for some reason, decide to look online, and then I realized it's the same place as her house. Now, what is weird is she is a lesbian, but she recently dated a guy, so I don't know if it's a cheating thing, or actually I have no effing idea. But the child in the video was definitely the son of the other woman, and that's in the picture with the kid, and the woman was also there, and that is Maxine. So he's with Maxine and Nookie on New Year's, but he's not being honest with her, and he's lying to her. And so she said, so I don't know if it's cheating. I don't know if he didn't want me to know if he's hanging out with women because he doesn't want me hanging out with men ever. Not that I hang out anywhere. I literally go to Walmart, and I have one other friend that I hang out with who is a woman. But if you really look at every detail, it's obvious. It's the same place, and he's just trying to buy time to not face the facts and have to admit that he's a liar. Right now, if I did go to South Africa and told him, okay, take me to this guy's house, he would then have to come up with a story as to why we can't go there. And she said she's been dealing with the same issues with him over and over and over again. She said, I loved him so much, and I'm convinced myself it's a rough patch deep down. He's really a great person and really loving and kind, and I just have to look at the light at the end of the tunnel, but the effing tunnel is never ending, and I'm giving up my well-being, and it's not worth it. So she says that he ends up basically like it's a spiral, and because of all of the lies and the manipulation and trying to control her and make her feel like she's crazy, which is kind of an indication of what's called gaslighting, making the person who's going through something believe that their reality is not real. Because when I talked to Ronald, he was like, oh, it's not the same place, they just have the exact same things, which doesn't even make sense. How would two places literally have the same couch with the same rip on it and the same bed and the same wall? It's not even plausible, okay? But he insists that that's his story, so that's what he's sticking to. So she says that what he's doing now is he's trying to manipulate everyone to believe that she's the bad person, and that she's a bad mother, and that she's not and that she's the one that somehow caused this relationship to end. So how she showed this to me was that so she says, they have this conversation. She shares these screenshots with me about how they have this conversation about how she doesn't want them to actually, she doesn't want Ronald to contact her. She wants Ronald to contact her through the kids or through Yiya, who is on here, through WhatsApp. And he doesn't want to do that. He wants to talk to the kids through her, but she doesn't want to talk to him. And so, she's saying you can call him anytime. She'll answer the phone. There's no reason why you can't communicate with her. And then, he's like, why do I have to call the great grandmother to talk to my kids? And she said, if I have to block you, I will. Do not contact me, please. I don't want to speak to you. I want peace. So she provides a way for him to call or to FaceTime and talk with Daniel and Carly. But he then posts, hang on a second, I'll show you. I got to add it to this really quick. This is crazy. He then adds this on Instagram today after he shares this. So then he posts this, which is a different conversation, and he claims that she's saying, now I ask, how must I reach my kids if this is being said to me? Great mother and wife she is, and this is not the first time. When she's literally over here saying, you can call her anytime, this person will talk to her, and he's just not including that part of the conversation. So she said that this is typically what he does. He tries to manipulate people to believe things that aren't there, and that's why their relationship has ended. So this is actually super pathetic. I think it's really crappy that, how do you lie to someone about very obvious things? Yeah, that's the same exact apartment with the same couch, with the same rips, with the same bed on the floor, with the same wall, with the same stuff on the cabinet, on the counters, with the same kid. But it's not. It's not. That's all in your imagination. And this is what I would say people who are addicts or narcissists will do. They will try to make you believe that your reality is not true and their reality is what's true and make you feel crazy, which sounds exactly like what's happening with Tiffany. A lot of people had some concerns about her getting involved, including her mother and some of her friends, because of his background with gambling and other issues. One of the other issues that came up on the show was that when she got there, they had a bachelor party for him, and she specifically asked him not to have dancers there. And they had dancers there. And she also asked his friends not to allow him to drink. And he got crap-faced. He got belligerent. So it didn't start off good. And she was constantly having issues and concerns that got brought up. And as more and more time passes, she decides to leave. And now they're at a place where they've split. So I say he literally lied to me, because it's very clear based on what she's provided that this is exactly how it is, unless and he was like, I know what she has. I know what she's saying, but it's not true. It's my friend Marcus's house. It's not their house. And I'm like, okay, whatever, Ronald. So poor Tiffany, I hope she realizes that this kind of behavior is not okay and that she can move on and she can effectively take care of her daughter, take care of her son, and just move forward into having a better, healthy relationship for herself. Being with someone like that can literally make you crazy. It makes you feel like everything that you're doing is you second guess. And that's what she said, is sometimes I started to believe am I imagining these things? He's so good at convincing me that it's not this. But he's clearly up to something. She can't say. He denies that he's cheating. She says that he had never cheated on her before, so she had never had any issue to believe it. But for some reason, he wasn't being truthful about spending time with these people and gambling and then using somebody's money to gamble and not paying them back. So that's what I've got for the story. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you are a fan of Tiffany, you can follow her on Instagram. I believe her Instagram is at Tiffany Franco Smith, and check her out. She is a sweet young lady and a talented makeup artist. All right, you guys, let me know what your thoughts are. Do you believe Ronald? Do you believe Tiffany? All right, you guys, I'll be back later. Bye.